So, my friends, I thank you so much for being here with me on New Year's Day. So, Happy New Year 2026. What a great way to bring in the new year. And our first regulating tool, so this is to regulate our nervous system, is called the cradle of compassion. Okay. So basically, you're going to cradle yourself. So you're going to take your arms and you're going to just kind of wrap your arms a little bit around, and you can decide how you do that. Sometimes I even imagine like there's a baby in my arms and I'm the baby. So this is cradle of compassion for you. So however you do it, or give yourself that little bit of hug. Okay. And then you're just going to kind of snuggle in. Feel free to close your eyes. Just, just to be in this moment connected and sway ever so gently side to side. Again, the way that you would cradle a baby and sway a baby. So, this is very regulating for your nervous system. Take a deep breath in. Mm. Just keep your eyes closed. We're just going to do this for about a minute or so. We're using intentional touch to signal safety and support to the body. It activates the calming state in your nervous system, helping to calm stress responses and to soften vigilance. This engages sensory pathways that communicate directly with the vagus nerve. It slows the heart rate. It invites a sense of grounding and containment. Take another deep breath as you're doing this. And just even notice, just slow the movement down. Just make it a little less and less. Just even noticing if anything shifted already. Yoga is about coming home to your true self. So here we're coming home to our heart space. And then allow your hands to slide in together towards your chest. So they land on your chest. One hand right on your chest, the other hand over top. Again, the eyes could be closed just to go inside and feel, and pressing gently, snugly into the heart space. And this releases oxytocin. So any touch, if you do any gentle touch, the hugging, the cradle of compassion, or the holding of the heart, it can release the hormone oxytocin known as the cuddle chemical. Of course, the cradle of compassion is cuddling yourself. This is a buffer. Oxytocin is the buffer to cortisol. Cortisol is one of the stress chemicals. And we need it. We need cortisol. It wakes us up in the morning, gets us going, gets us motivated. It's just to do things. But the problem is when we go overboard, when it's chronic stress. That's the problem. Too much cortisol is not healthy for our brain. So oxytocin is the buffer. So as you hold your hands here over your heart, just bringing in this regulation tool to help the body feel held and making it easier to settle and to stay present, to meet your inner experience with compassion instead of effort or control. Okay, and so we receive more out of the practice when our nervous system is regulated. So take another deep breath in. Let go with a sigh. Good. And then release your hands down to rest anywhere you want on your lap, on your legs, maybe in the middle of the lap. Hands could be together, hands could be apart, palms can be up, palms can be down. Sitting with an upright spine. Roll the shoulders back and down. Good. And as we move into the meditation now, again, the eyes could be closed. There are other styles of meditation, Zen meditation. They encourage half open. It's like your eyelids are heavy. You're half open. Okay. This will keep you alert. When the eyes are closed, sometimes we can fall asleep depending on how comfortable we are, and sometimes we can daydream. So the idea with the eyes half open, is that we're going to stay present in this moment. We're going to stay tuned into ourselves. So I'll leave that up to you. What feels right for you? For me, my preference is my eyes are closed, but sometimes I try it. I try it the other way. It's good to try different things on. So settle into your seat, whatever that seat is for you. And allow your body right now in this moment to be exactly as it is. Feel the support beneath you. Whatever that is, if you're on a chair, a cushion, the floor, just feel the support beneath you, the ground beneath you that holds your weight without effort. And bring your attention to the places where your body meets the earth. So it's going to depend on what you're sitting on. Maybe you are sitting on a chair or a couch and the feet are grounded, but and your buttocks is sitting on the seat of whatever you're sitting on. But those of you sitting on the floor, it might be a little bit more than just the soles of the feet. It might be the outer parts of the ankles. It might be, you're feeling parts of where your sitting bones are in the buttocks and parts of the legs. And just notice a steadiness of the ground that's always there. The quiet reliability of being held. And again, the breath, if it comes, let's take another breath here. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. So it's really important, to kind of try to regulate the nervous system, and we can move into the meditation. And bring awareness to your breath. Okay, and the breath can be whatever the breath needs to be. So sometimes, again, those deeper breaths come along. Sometimes if we're feeling agitated or anxious, or we've just been go, go, go all day and we're having trouble settling, take a few more deep breaths on your own. Let each exhale be the landing into this moment as it is. And as you feel the breath moving through your body, again, the breath can get very quiet when we go deeper into meditation. You might feel the gentle rise in the chest or the soft expansion of the belly, or the subtle letting go of each out-breath. Notice the quality of the inhale and the quality of the exhale. The inhale is inviting in the moment. It's about holding space for the moment as it is, for yourself as you are. And the exhales are about It's like the exhaling into life, into this moment. Hmm. And also being aware of your body that breathes. So just paying attention to the body sensations. It's like sensing the body from the inside. This is what we call soma. Soma is of the body, to be connected to the body, which is a physical body. There's a breath body. There is an emotional body, a mental body, a psychological body. We have these layers. We also have a bliss body. And I think sometimes we just get a little surprised when the bliss body is touched. But we've got to go through the other layers to get there. We can't bypass them. And sometimes that requires radical acceptance for us to just continue to be in the moment as we are. So just notice any places in your body that might feel tense or might feel at ease. There might be places where you struggle. There might be chronic pain you deal with. There might be issues or ailments. There might be injuries or past injuries, issues. And we're going to hold space for all of it in a loving, kind way. You don't need to fix anything, by the way. Yoga and meditation, not about fixing. It's not about gaining anything, achieving anything. It's really about learning to be with the moment as it is. This is what we call mindfulness, to pay attention on purpose without judging it, to hold space with loving kindness and with compassion. So just allow the body to be known. You're just saying, hey, I'm here. I'm paying attention to you. I'm listening. I'm holding space. Just knowing in this moment you are safe. You're in that space of being held by you, and you are safe. You are grounded and you are calm. And I'd like to guide you through a New Year's meditation, a little inquiry. It's got two parts to this. And the first part I call, connecting with your roots. So the roots of the past year that's gone by, and regulating with our roots. As we bring awareness to the year as past, not necessarily the details and not the stories, just the felt sense of it. Just like if you think of right now, 2025, if you could give it a word or a little tagline, what was it for you? You don't have to overanalyze this. It's just about holding space. To notice the weight of it. how 2025 lived in your body, how it showed up. And if you imagine this past year as 2025 as a system of roots beneath the surface, some roots are deep and strong. Some roots are tangled or fragile. Some roots are still growing. These roots are made of experience, of effort and rest, of joy and difficulty, of what you carried and what carried you. You do not need to judge these roots. You do not need to sort them out. Just simply acknowledge them. And if there is gratitude, let it be felt. If there is release, let it soften so you can release it. And trust that what no longer needs to be carried can be composted into wisdom. And I think sometimes this is a part that we miss when we make New Year's resolutions. We just go right ahead. We want to kind of just cut off the last year and like, okay, how do we want to pace the new way? But I think a piece to the puzzle, like a secret to, wanting to create change for yourself that is healthy, that is goodness, that is devoted to not just you, but the benefit of all beings. It's important that we take stock of what may not have worked out to help us clear, cleanse, release. I've heard some spiritual teachers talk about waiting. Let the first month, 6 weeks of the year to be that contemplation of the past, of your roots from the past, to do some of that inner work of letting go, of clearing the space for new possibility. And for today in this meditation, though, I invite you now to allow your awareness to turn toward what is ahead for this new year, but without plans or expectations. I want you to think of it just as an open space of possibility. You could imagine before you a wide, quiet field, fertile, patient, and receptive. That's what we do in meditation. It's just simply, it's an emptying. We come here to have an emptying, a clearing of the clutter in the mind, sometimes in the body. Our mind and body they're not disconnected. They are completely connected. So we come to this practice with that in mind, that clearing. And within the space, notice what wants to be planted. Not a goal, not a resolution. Think of it as a quality of being. I like to sometimes use the word essence. It's to bring forth your inner essence. And these qualities of being, maybe you want to be more loving. Maybe you want to be more patient with yourself and with others. It goes twofold, right? We're here for ourselves, but then we bring that into all our relationships. It could be courage. The word that's been coming up for me more often is grace. And it starts with ourselves. But give yourself that grace. So just see what feels ready to grow within you, what calls you gently without urgency, what feels alive when you rest your attention there. Again, that quality of being. And you don't have to have the answers right away. The more you meditate and you clear the space, things naturally come to mind. You gain insight. You have aha moments, or you get those little gentle nudges from your inner wise self. And we can think of these qualities of being as an intention. And this is like a seed of intention. It's small, it's simple, and it's enough. I've sometimes worked with the quality of being playful, bringing more playfulness into my life. Maybe it's about cultivating more acceptance, self-acceptance. Maybe it is about well-being. And I think well-being is very much tied into self-love and self-care and self-nurturing. When we love ourselves enough and know we're enough, we naturally choose better things for ourselves that are healthier for the mind, for the body. So again, you don't need to name it yet. You just may feel it as just a little whisper sometimes, or just kind of a nudge in a direction. And just sense how this seed is already supported by the roots beneath it. I think the past is important, and it's important to take stock of it. And the past has so much richness in it, even in the struggles and the challenges, can be potent times for us to change and grow. So those roots, they are strong. The seed is already supported by the roots. And the past is not behind you. It's actually beneath you. Again, think of the roots in the ground. And so rest here, rooted in what you have lived. and be open to what is becoming. And only if it feels right, you might quietly offer the seed a word, a short phrase, or something you can return to. Just notice right now how it feels in the body to hold this intention, where it might settle. When our nervous system is regulated, when we're in a place of calmness, a sense of grounding, this is when those intentions can be planted in that fertile soil. So, a regulated nervous system means you have the ability to thrive. And in thriving, you have the ability to manifest goodness into your beingness and into your life. So again, I think it's such a big piece to the puzzle is um, tools that help calm us, that bring us back into regulation. And I think meditation can be a very beautiful way to do this. Yoga is also wonderful. Spending time in nature is also wonderful. And if you have pets at home, petting your pets, you get regulated just by stroking, touching, connecting. So as you think of this New Year's intention, instead of a resolution, like a little seed to be planted, and growth does not come from force, it comes from attention. So it's like every time you come back to the mat to sit, or whether you journal and you come back to the journaling and write, whatever it is that you go for a mindfulness walk and you're just in the present moment. We bring our attention every time. So our work is not to make the seed grow, but to meet each moment with presence. Again, the mindfulness, just come back again and again. So my dear ones, I invite you to put your hands over your heart again. You can hold one hand over the other hand, press into the heart. If it feels nice, feel free to sway again, swaying softly and gently. Again, coming back to the regulating tool. And just even the image of the seed here that you're imprinting into your heart space. Let's take a deep breath and sigh it out. And then join your hands together. Feel the palms touch in front of your heart. Just offer a little bow to your heart space and to this possibility, this intention. And carry your roots with gratitude. Carry your seed of intention with care. And I invite you to step into the new year grounded, thriving, with mindfulness, with presence, and with loving kindness and compassion. Om Mane Padme Hum. May the jewel within the lotus be realized. There's this diamond light in each one of our heart centers. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. And I thank you so much for being here, honoring the light within you. Namaste, my friend.